The summer potluck, it's a beautiful thing, right? Summertime, friends, big table filled with everybody's best dishes. But let's be real for a second. There's that one moment of panic when you sign up for potluck. What should I bring? Well, today that panic's over. I'm going to give you 4 incredible and definitely not boring summer salad recipes. We've got fresh Mediterranean vibes, a zesty Mexican inspired salad, a rich Italian number, and then there's the last one. The fourth salad is the real reason my friends and family keep my number handy. So you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. Let's get at it. Other than making the dressing, you can put anything you want in it. It can be different pastas, it can be different ingredients. But let's go over the ingredients, they're right here. All right, I have 1 cup of neutral oil, in this case canola oil. I have a half a cup of red wine vinegar, a half a cup of grated pecorino romano. I have a 1/4 cup of my homemade good seasonings mix. Again, you can use 2 packets. I have an ounce of water, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of capers, 2 teaspoons of coarse black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of Morton's kosher salt. For the pasta, you can use anything you want. Ideally something that the dressing will stick to. So the most common one you'll see is fusilli, but that's kind of boring to me. In this case today, we're going to use a tricolor cheese tortellini. That'll add a little bit of extra oomph into the salad. It should be fun. Beyond that, I have 3/4 of a cup of halved grape tomatoes. I have a 12-ounce container, the small mozzarella, fresh mozzarella balls, about a 1/4 cup of Greek pepperoncinis sliced, a cup of hard salami cut into squares, about a 1/4 inch thick, 2/3 of a cup of sliced green olives. And then I also have some diced provolone, kind of the same size as the salami. I have a 13-ounce can, drained, of artichoke bottoms that I've cut into chunks. And then I have about a half cup of red onion. That's it. Once we make the dressing and we cook the pasta, it's just a toss and go. So super simple. Let's get cooking this pasta and we'll be right back. We're back. Time to make the dressing while the pasta's cooking. All you have to do is just add everything to a large enough container. Capers. That was vinegar, by the way. The dressing mix. The pecorino romano. Water. Pepper. Salt. Oil. And Dijon mustard. Starting at the bottom and pulling up. Going up and down until it emulsifies. We're back. Pasta's done. Drained. See? Just going to let these cool down. I think I might put a little bit of extra virgin on these too. If you've worked with this product before, overcooking it does not do it any favors. It's pretty soft. So we're gonna let this cool. All right. All we have to do is add the ingredients. So, pepperoncinis, red onion, provolone, artichoke bottoms, halved grape tomatoes, hard salami, halved fresh mozzarella, green olives. I'm just going to do a preliminary toss, and then we're going to add our dressing. We're going to add about half of this dressing, and then we're going to check. We might have extra, but even if we do, what you can do is save it, because this salad is always better the next day after you allow the flavors to marry and develop. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. It's really pretty too. You could garnish it with parsley. I could have put parsley in it. It's up to you. So good. As I said, this will be even better tomorrow.
For our next video, we have a street corn orzo pasta made with a smoked tomato vinaigrette. Ingredients are right here. Let's go through them. So for the vinaigrette, we'll have a tablespoon of chipotle paste, a half cup plus a little bit extra for garnishing of smoked tomatoes. Now, if you haven't seen my video on smoked tomatoes, I'll put a link in the description below. Basically, it's a half cup of the smoked tomatoes along with 2 extra tablespoons of the oil that I have them in. Then we have 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, 1 tablespoon of water, a 1/4 cup of a neutral oil. So I'm using canola here. I have my homemade Good Seasons seasoning. I like to make my own because it doesn't have the preservatives in it, but you can use a packet of Good Seasons in replacement for this. It will work just as well. I have 2 tablespoons of the elote seasoning from Trader Joe's. Costco also makes a really good one if you want to get it from there if you don't have a Trader Joe's around you. 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And for the finished product, I have 3 ears of fresh corn that I roasted. Now you can do this 2 different ways. You can put it on the barbecue and let them sear. But if you really want to do it quick, the chef's shortcut is to put them on your gas burner, rotating them. Don't walk away from them because you will burn it. But you can roast them rather quickly compared to the barbecue if you prefer. I took the corn off the ears, tossed it with another tablespoon of the elote seasoning and allowed it to cool. 1/3 of a cup of diced red onion. I have a half a lemon to finish off when we're almost done. And then to top it, I like to use grated cotija. You can use queso fresca. That's good as well. Honestly, this is feta. Why? Because that's what I have. And it's just as good to me. And then of course, a pound of orzo pasta and about 2 tablespoons with a little extra for garnishing of chopped cilantro. Let's get it started. While the pasta's cooking, let's make our dressing. So we need about a tablespoon. You could add more. This will add a little smokiness. It'll also add some heat, but about a tablespoon of the chipotle paste. I'm going to add 3/4 of the tomatoes plus all the oil. And then I'm going to add my vinegar, my water, my seasoning, my elote seasoning, and my oil. You can put all this together because we are going to take an immersion blender starting from the bottom. And then we're going to add our last ingredient, which is our mayo. I cooked the pasta to the required time, to al dente, which in this case was 9 minutes. And while it's hot, I'm going to spread it out a little bit to cool it down, not rinsing it off, but I am going to add a little bit of the dressing to it just to help it from sticking. Then we'll be right back.
All right, this is still warm. We're going to add the rest of our ingredients, and then we're going to put it in the fridge and let it fully cool before we bowl it up. So we're going to add all of our corn, our red onion, almost all of the smoked tomatoes, and almost all of the cheese. Again, reserving a little for garnish. And same with the cilantro. I'm going to toss this. I'm going to add the rest of our dressing. And we're going to check for salt. A little more salt. All right, you need a fresh spoon. Much better, much better. All right, we're gonna put this in the fridge and let it fully cool, and then we'll finish it up.
Let's finish up. So we're gonna bowl this up now that it's cool. Okay. Then it's gonna add the rest of our cheese. Actually, what I wanted to do, I should have done first, is juice this lemon. We'll skip the cheese as the garnish and just stir this in. Give it a little extra brightness. Yeah, we can pass on the cheese as a garnish. Some smoked tomatoes on top, some chopped cilantro, a little more of your low taste seasoning. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's see what we think. There's a little bit of heat. It's really nice and light. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Our next pasta salad is a very simple but very decadent pesto pasta salad. Not a lot of ingredients. Let's go over them real quick. So we have a cup of pesto. Now this is my pecan pesto that I made, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up here. I'll also put a link in the description, but you could just as easy use stuff from the store if you don't have time. Absolutely fine. I have a cup of pesto, and then I have extra because sometimes, depending on how your pasta's cooked, that may not be sufficient, so we want to have a little extra in case. I have 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. I have spicy sapressata cut into little sticks, probably 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. Same with the equivalent of a nice Swiss cheese. This is Tillamook and Boar's Head. Delicious, both of them. And then just in case, we're going to have a little extra virgin olive oil for the pasta when it comes out of the water. So we are actually going to use trattoline. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that. Maybe somebody could leave me a comment on the phonetics of how to say that. I struggle with that. But you could use any pasta that actually holds on to sauce well. So we're gonna cook this right now and we'll be back. And we're back. Got our drained pasta. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay this out to cool, just to help it a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil. Once these are coated, we're just gonna leave them here to cool to room temperature. And before you know it, we'll be back. We're back to it. All right, this is cool. Now when we stir this, we're gonna be gentle with it because like any cooked pasta, if you over stir it, especially with hard ingredients, excuse me for my back there, especially with thick ingredients, you will break the pasta up. So we're gonna be very gentle. So all we have to do is just put our ingredients in there. Oh, and I forgot on the list of ingredients, the red onion. All right, let's add our 1 cup pesto, and we'll kind of measure it from there. 2 teaspoons of salt. That's it. That's all there is to this. So now we're going to gently toss this, and depending on how well it coats, we might add a little more pesto. Yep, I think we're going to add about another 1/2 cup. And this, you can put as much in here as you like. It's not very hard at all. Now you could garnish this with some grated Parmesan, which would be nice. It's up to you. Kind of like it the way it is. There we have it. Well, we got one more salad to make, and that's going to be my favorite. So let's get at it.
All right, let's start with a pea and bacon salad. Really delicious. Little bursts of sweet peas. So let's start with that. So we have a 2-pound bag of sweet peas that I put on paper towels and were left in the refrigerator overnight. You can do this on the counter if you want to expedite this, but it's pretty easy if you just do it overnight. We also have a 1/2 pound of cooked bacon crisp. We have some snow peas that I removed the strings and then cut into thirds at a bias. Basically a 1/2 can of sliced water chestnuts that I've cut into little sticks. About 1/3 cup of diced 1/4 inch red onion, 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now if you're using diamond salt, it would be a little bit less, so be careful with that. And then the same amount in white pepper, which sounds like a lot, but honestly that's the main flavor in this salad. A third of a cup of heavy-duty mayo and a third cup of sour cream. And that's all there's to it. So we're gonna throw this together really fast and we're ready to go. Well, let's see if I can do this without spilling peas all over the kitchen. Wouldn't be the first time. What I usually recommend is just roll this up. It's gonna come off the ends, but that's okay. It's still on the counter. You can do this carefully. Then we grab the rest of these. The reason we do this with the paper towels is because the dressing will not stick to the peas if you don't remove the excess water. So drying them out on the outside will help the dressing clean. Okay, we're gonna add the bacon. This is super simple. Pea pods, water chestnuts, red onion. I'm actually gonna take this bowl back and just combine the mayonnaise, the sour cream, the salt, and the white pepper. We're gonna whisk this up. And then we add this to our salad. Toss it all together. That's really it. If you love peas, this is amazing. It's very crunchy from the bacon. It's also crisp from the water chestnuts, but there's a sweetness and a little white pepper aftertaste that's just dynamite. That's a wrap on our incredible summer salad lineup. Now you're armed with 4 amazing recipes to impress everyone at your next potluck. And the great news is they are fantastic all year round. Which one are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming delicious meals. Later, Gator.